We have many, many Chinese who are poor. We have many, many Chinese who are farmers. Do you know, it's ironically, I've been accused of being, behind these anti-Chinese riots. But now, Gerindra, we have a lot of Chinese members. Why? Because they know we are a party of the farmers. We have a lot of Chinese farmers in our party, I mean, thousands and thousands of them, and...
So you did not...
we have Chinese candidates, I mean, it's...
You didn't stir up the violence against the Chinese to hasten the downfall of the government.
Why would I do that? I was part of the government. I was the son-in-law of the president. I was a 3-star general at the age of 47. I just maybe had to wait my time to get my 4th star. What interest would it be for me to destabilize? If Suharto fall, I would be gone. When the Shah of Iran left, his whole family gone, and all the generals supporting him were gone. In fact, there was the American defense attaché at that time. Maybe he wanted to protect me, or maybe he wanted to, I don't know, maybe he wanted to frighten me, I don't know. But he said, he told me, do you know, General, when the Shah of Iran fell, a lot of his generals were shot. They were brought to the wall and shot.
Sir, people might be listening and say, of course, he's going to deny, or any candidate would deny any involvement in any crimes against the public because they want to win the election. Why should voters believe what you're saying?
Well, put it the other way around. Why am I getting a lot of support now? Why don't you come with me on my campaign trail? You can check all the correspondence. Who has been drawing the biggest crowds up to now? When I take my leave from the crowds, they refuse to let me go. They say, no, go on, go on. And I said, no, I've lost my voice.
Sir, can you tell us now then a name who was mainly responsible for the events of May 1998?
I have my beliefs, my conviction, but in this type of things, can I prove in a court of law beyond a reasonable doubt? It's difficult. So if I mention a name or names, I can be sued, and then if I cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt, it's going to backfire on me. I think...
I understand, but you know who did it. You know who...
I have strong, what do you call it, beliefs. But it's my belief, it's my conviction, it's my assessment, it's my analysis. Can I go to court of law and convince the court? But I think, history in the end will be the true judge. And I think when you add everything up, there will be historians and analysts who will come to judgment. Like I said, what's the logic? I was part of the establishment. It was in my what do you call it? It was in my interest to keep everything smooth. Why should I create riots? And why and then why should I create riots against the Chinese? The Chinese are the trading class. They are the business class. If they are frightened, they will run away with all their money. Our economy will collapse. And who will profit from a collapse in our economy? So the logic was out there, and more important is history is my judge that I could have taken over. Nobody could have stopped me, but I did not. I stepped down without even dissenting protest.
And without firing a shot.
Without firing a shot. On one hand, they could accuse me of burning the capital city, creating riots, and then when I was told to step down, I stepped down.
That doesn't make sense if you think about that.
Huh?
That doesn't make sense if you think about it.
Now I form a party. I'm running for president. I'm asking for a mandate, for the people, because I do believe in democracy, And if you believe in something, you must give an example, I have to give an example that I am convinced. Even now, many people are asking me, you're chairman of the Farmers Association. theoretically, you can bring, what, 200,000 farmers to Jakarta? 300,000 farmers? I'm also chairman of the Indonesian Small Traders Association. They're in the traditional markets, I mean, I can call a national strike. I can call a national strike next week. Maybe I can close all the markets of Indonesia down. I mean, but no, I said no, I don't want to do actions that are extra-constitutional. Unless we are forced. I mean, you heard there are indications a few days ago, I think it's coming out in the Indonesian press, there's indications of systematic, there's an attempt at systematic cheating. And if this goes on in our election, I think this is very, very dangerous for the future of democracy.
You're talking about the situation in East Java. Sir, last point before we take a break. You've never been brought up on any criminal charges for any case, correct?
Right.
But you've been refused a visa, a small housekeeping thing I want to ask you. You've been refused a visa for entry into the United States. How would you take care of that if you won, if you became president?
I mean, I think it's not my decision, right? I mean, if I'm elected by the Indonesian people, I think the U.S. government will have to make their decision. I mean, I answered the same question in front of some other foreign correspondents. I said, I can always send my vice president to the United States.
Okay. When we continue, a look at the personal side of Prabowo Subianto and the influences that shaped his life. My conversation with Gerindras Prabowo Subianto continues now. Sir, people want to know a little bit about the man and his personal life a little bit. And forgive me if I get too personal, but I want to ask you, because it was a famous and high-profile marriage, when and why did your marriage to Titik Suharto end?
I think it was, what, 5, 6 years ago? Yeah, I think after I left for Jordan, I think, yeah. It was personal reasons, some marriages last, some marriages break down.
How are you with the Suhartos today?
I think better. Yeah. At one time, I think they considered me some sort of. I think at one time I was accused of being a traitor to the family.
I mean, I read accounts where at a family meeting somebody came up to you and stuck a finger in your face and said, never step foot in my house again. Was that true?
Yeah, it was true actually. Yes. But that's why one of the reasons why I do believe in democracy, and freedom of the press, because in an authoritarian system, regime, palace intrigues and rumors can make perception seem real. There are always people who are whispering, in the ears of the people around the great leader, and I think that this is the weakness of an authoritarian closed.
And that's what happened then, you think?
I think so. I think there was, intrigues, and so I was accused of being not loyal to, President Suharto. I don't know what they expected me.
And you were still married to a daughter.
Yes. So maybe they expected me to I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe they did believe that I was behind, perhaps the riots, or trying to bring down the father-in-law. Because in the history of our monarchies, it's very often that the son-in-law, carries out coup d'etats against the father, the king.
A power grab.
In fact, there was the Sultan of Banten, is a famous kingdom in Indonesia, very famous, very long and strong sultanate. The son, in fact, arrested the king, and then handed the king to to the, I think it was the British or the Dutch at the time.
But you said earlier you had no intention of doing that. Now you have a son, Didi, who lives abroad, I understand. Will he be involved in the campaign at all? Has he helped you?
No, he's not too involved, no. He's not too interested in politics.
Not in politics, huh?
No.
Sir, who is your Indonesian political role model?
My Indonesian political role model? I don't have one, actually. I have maybe a combination. Yeah.
Like who?
I think combination of Sukarno and Hatta, you know.
The founding fathers of
the founding fathers. One is charismatic, man of the people.
Sukarno.
Sukarno, you know, relates to the common man, and the other is the intellectual administrator, you know, the manager who is cool, more rational, less charismatic perhaps, but still both are patriots.
So like the CEO,
both were patriots.
The CEO and the COO, the operating officer.
Yes, both were very patriotic, you know, and both were very you know, pro-poor, and because they experienced colonialism, they experienced imperialism, and they experienced the 30s when the capital system collapsed, you know, in the 1929 crash. So they saw the suffering of the people at that time. So
you're using images and slogans of Barack Obama in some of your campaign advertising.
Yeah,
what's the point of that besides tying to a winner?
You know, Obama went to school in Indonesia, you know, and I think he had also an Indonesian stepfather. So many Indonesians are very proud of that fact.
You never played with him in the car?
No, I don't.
Okay. But you like his mantra and his slogan of change. That's what your similar campaign
yes,
slogan.
I think so. Yeah, I mean,
okay. Now there was a much publicized meeting this week between you and former President Megawati Sukarno-Putri.
Yes,
what was that about?
I am on good relations with her. You know, and I respect her. And
you got any deals with her?
No. We were talking about this indications of systematic cheating. In fact, we are very concerned. You know, we are very, very concerned. If this is not really addressed very soon, I don't know if we can have a free and fair election.
Really, it's that serious?
It's very, very serious.
You mentioned this earlier. You're a wealthy man from business investments with your brother. You open yourself up when you run for office to daily attacks from all sides. Why do you need all this?
I think it's sense of duty to my people. Yeah, I think as an Indonesian patriot, if we see our country in difficulties, and I do see my country in a very bad state now, you know, and the stakes are very high. I don't want to see Indonesia break up. I think the alternative, if we don't get our act together, if we don't clean up our act, if we don't bring economic prosperity very fast to our people, I think the alternative is very, very, you know, it's a nightmare. I mean, it's scary. You know, you have 200 million people, 100 million who are poor, hungry. You know, you can see the radicals coming in, you can see demagogues, and then you can see religious strife, ethnic strife, civil war. It is scary. I don't want this. I think it's my duty now to provide an alternative. I'm giving a message of hope. I'm telling my people we are rich. It's just the incompetence, mismanagement of our elite. If we get our act together, I'm sure we can get back. You know, and I mean the Koreans don't have natural resources. The Japanese don't have natural resources. The Taiwanese don't have natural resources. You know. We have abundance of natural resources. There's no way we cannot get, on our feet.
Final thought, sir. There are always two sides of a story. You know that. What does the public need to know about you that's never told?
I don't know. I think I've been the most scrutinized and talked about. I think one of the figures. I think now they're realizing that. Exactly what you said. I mean, I'm not in this game. I don't consider politics a game. I don't consider my running for office. I consider it, what do you call it? Noblesse oblige, the French would call it, you know. It's an obligation for me. I have the capacity. I'm financially independent. God has given me a lot of you know, a lot of advantages. So I think I have to now work for my people, if they want me to work. If not, then I'll go back to my farm, I'll go back to my horses and my goats.
Prabowo Subianto, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And that's our program. I'm Dalton Tanonaka in Jakarta. Please join us again next time.